suffered in that struggle. I did not believe that the same sort of thing happened to other people, and all my life I kept it as a secret. I was ashamed of it, and perhaps I still feel ashamed. It reached such a point that I used to feel a sort of secret, abnormal, contemptible little delight coming back to my corner of some foul Petersburg night, acutely aware that only that day I'd done something abominable. That which had been done could in no way be undone, and I would inwardly, secretly gnaw at myself with my teeth, rasp and suck away at myself, until the bitterness turned into some shameful, damnable sweetness, and finally into definite, serious delight. Yes! Into delight! I insist on that. In fact, that's why I started this conversation. Because I want to know for certain whether other people experience this kind of delight.
Are you aware you're now reading this over grand finals? Between Kingu and mordo? Huh?
Nobody's watching.
Winners
this.
finals. I don't know why I read that.
Why would you?
Finals.
You've interrupted me.
Yeah, I know.
You've interrupted my flow.
Because there's
You've
like
ruined
no
this string.
paragraphs in this flipping book.
I'm upset. Chase is upset.
Is he?
Archie's upset.
Oh. Right.
Can they even hear us? Maybe.
What?
Yeah.
Those two?
Unlucky. Good luck. I'll explain.
Okay, I'm going over grand finals. Carry on. I'm bringing back Winnie the Pooh as soon as he's done with winners finals.
Yeah, Winnie the Pooh can be grand finals.
Yeah.
Okay. Winnie the Pooh is grand final content.
Okay, wait. What do we do for losers finals?
I'll just keep reading.
Bloody Dostoevsky.
You've ruined this stream. You do realise that, right?
Hey, this is the best stream we've ever
Don't
done.
look around like somebody here is going to nod in support of you. Nobody's looking. Everyone's embarrassed. They're all looking at the floor. Or looking at melee.
Okay,
Anything
get
but
on with your
this
Dostoevsky. It's Dostoevsky, isn't it? Yeah, that's right. Carry on.
Chase isn't even looking at the stream. I'll explain. The delight that I felt came precisely from being too acutely aware of my own degradation. From the feeling that you've come up against a brick wall. That is bad, but at the same time cannot be otherwise. That there is no way out. That you'll never become a different person. That even if you still had sufficient time or belief to change into something else, you probably wouldn't want to change. And if you did want to, you probably wouldn't do anything about it. Because in fact, there's simply nothing to change into. But the main and final point is this: it all happens in accordance with the normal, basic laws of heightened awareness and the inertia that follows from those laws. Therefore, it's not only that you can't change yourself, but there's nothing in this case you can do about it. So for example, as a consequence of heightened awareness, one feels comfortable performing villainous acts. As though there's a consolation to being a villain, to realise that he finally is a villain. But enough, I've blathered. But what have I explained? How do I explain this delight? But I will explain, I'll get there in the end. That's why I took up this pen. I am, for example, terribly touchy. I'm mistrustful and I'm quick to take offence, like a hunchback or a dwarf. There have been actual moments in my life where if somebody had slapped my face, I would perhaps have been even glad of that. I'm being serious. I probably would have. I would have been able to find a kind of delight even on such an occasion. Of course, delight of despair. But in moments of despair there can be the most acute delight. Particularly when you can see no other way out of your situation. And when your face has been slapped well, you'll be crushed by the consciousness of the pulp to which you've been reduced. But the main thing is, whichever way you look at it, the result is that I'm always the first to be blamed, and worst of all, I'm guilty, though guiltless, so to speak. Simply for acting in conformity with the laws of nature. I'm held responsible first because I'm more intelligent than anyone else around me. I have always considered myself more intelligent than everyone else around me, and would you believe it, sometimes I was even ashamed of it, at least all my life. I've averted my gaze and could never look people straight in the eye. And that is why, in the last resort, I am responsible, because even if I'd have any magnanimity of resort, I am responsible. I would have been aware of its irrelevance, and then become even more tormented. I probably would not have been able to do anything with my magnanimity, not even forgive, because the offender probably would have slapped me in conformity with the laws of nature. You can't forgive the laws of nature, but nor can you forget them. Laws of nature or not, the sense of grievance still remains. And finally, even if I had no desire whatsoever to be magnanimous, but on the contrary wanted to take revenge on the offender, I would not have been able to take revenge, because even if I had been able, I would never have dared. Why wouldn't I have dared? About this, I want to say a couple words more. Chapter 3. You still with us? I'm not. You see people who know how to take revenge, or anyway, to stand up for themselves. How do they actually do it? As soon as a feeling of revenge takes hold of them, it does so to the exclusion of everything else. The individual will go straight for his goal like a mad bull, with his head lowered and his horns pointing straight in front of him, and only a wall would stop him. By the way, when faced with the wall, these sorts of people, that is to say, spontaneous and decisive people, genuinely give up. For them, a wall is not an obstacle to be circumvented, as it is, for example, us. People who think, and therefore... who won?